In downtown Sacramento right now, Governor Gavin Newsom signing a bunch of bills he says will help stabilize or lower the cost of gas and electricity here in California. Now, this comes as the state continues to grapple with some of the highest prices in the whole country.
KCRA 3 political director Ashley Zavala joins us now to explain today's action.
Now, what the governor signed today tries to stabilize electricity rates that have been outpacing inflation. It also attempts to confront the upcoming closure of 2 oil refineries in California, Valero and Phillips 66. That's a situation that could significantly raise gas prices. So this year, California's Democratic leaders tried to find a balance between making these costs affordable while still moving in a direction that prioritizes clean air and renewable energy. The governor signed the bills at the planetarium in San Francisco today. The first one, in response to those oil refinery closures, would allow for more oil production in well-established oil fields in Kern County specifically. Other legislation he signed includes an $18 billion refill of California's catastrophic wildfire fund, which utility companies can tap into when they're liable for a wildfire. This fund is split between customers and the investor-owned utility companies. Now, without this, supporters say company expenses in response to a wildfire could skyrocket. Another bill creates a regional energy grid with nearby states. And the more controversial piece to all of this is an extension of California's Cap and Invest program through 2045. It forces companies to limit and pay for their emissions while using that money to fund environmental, housing, and transportation projects. Here's what the governor had to say.
The reason this is bipartisan, the reason you heard Kern County and others, is we have to effectively transition. This is not an ideological endeavor. We're in the practical application business. We've got to manifest our ideals and our goals. And so this lays it out, but it lays it out without laying tracks over folks. I know there are tracks we are starting to lay in the Central Valley that are part of this. But the issue of affordability, as you heard, is top of mind. $60 billion, this should be the headline, $60 billion of tax rebates on electricity bills. That's what this bill represents, $60 billion.
Now, to be clear, he's talking about $60 billion over the next 20 years in those credits. That is the estimate from his administration. Now, Republicans, as you mentioned, some did support this, others did not. Some responded to today's event by questioning how effective any of this will be. Republican Assemblyman James Gallagher posted on X that the governor is essentially slightly reversing course on his position on oil and gas, but overall said he's not lowering any of these costs. So it is to be seen.
Yeah, so the governor mentioned lane track in the Central Valley. Is he referring to high-speed rail, or what does that have to do with any of this if he's talking about lane track?
Yeah, he is, and the high-speed rail is a part of this. In fact, the project is a beneficiary of the Cap and Invest extension. The legislation the governor signed today dedicates $20 billion in state funds to that project over the next 20 years. It obviously comes as the federal government has stopped its funding for it. As we have noted, the project needs much more than $20 billion, so to complete the original vision of LA to San Francisco.
All right, Ashley, thank you. And we are just 6 weeks to the special election to redraw California's congressional districts. This Sunday on California Politics 360, we hear from the man hired to design the new maps for Democrats. Our political director, Ashley Zavala, asks if he is for the proposed changes and would he do this again. Join Ashley Sunday morning at 8:30 for California Politics 360.